Hi, this is Luke Charlton, CEO of Zag Coaching and host of the Elite Entrepreneur Show. And today's episode is going to be I'm going to be bringing you something very, very different. If you've been watching the show for any amount of time, usually what I'll do is I'll bring a guest on, and we will go through some of the top marketing strategies that they're using that's working in today's marketplace to grow your coaching business. Well, we're not doing that today. Today is going to be very different, as I said, because today I'm going to lay the smack down, I guess you could say. There is a lot of... Let me start at the beginning. You know, I got into coaching because I love the industry. I love the people that it attracts. And I love the mentality of a coach in that they're wanting to help people, and that's what the number one aim of this show is. You know, it's to change lives first and foremost. You know, we as coaches love to help people and to change lives. But there's also a very worrying statistic I was reading, and it's kind of what prompted this show. And I'm actually going to write a book around this whole show, what this show is based on today. I was reading a forum discussion in a LinkedIn group, a coaching LinkedIn group the other day. And the statistic was that only 4% of coaches make over 6 figures. And then I did a little bit more research, and about 25% of life coaches make an average of about $25,000. So there's something not right at all in the industry. And looking even further into the failure rates of coaches that have been certified and then gone out to become a coach and gone back to their full-time job, for example, is absolutely astounding. So there's something very, very wrong with the industry in that regard. And I want to tackle these issues in this episode, and to really be very straightforward with you and upfront and be direct. And there might be some swearing because I'm really frustrated, and a lot of other people are frustrated within themselves. And you might be frustrated as well, as you know, why you can't get clients or why you can't seem to grow your coaching business. Well, these 7 signs, these 7 reasons that I'm going to share with you today, if they sound like you, these are going to be the 7 reasons why you shouldn't be a coach. But this is also going to be constructive criticism in saying that as well. So I'm going to give you some very applicable strategies that you can use in your business to move forward immediately. Because if you don't take these on board, what I'm sharing with you, your business will fail. I'm very, very serious about what I'm sharing with you today. If you don't get your head around these 7 key areas, your business will fail. It won't last for the long run. So what I'm sharing with you is I'm going to be open and honest and telling you straightforward from the heart about what I believe, working in the industry with many, many coaches over the past few years, about what are these 7 things that are holding them back. So I really hope that you have a pen and paper ready. What I usually do with this show is I'll go into what I've been doing over the last week, you know, where I'm running my lifestyle business from, but we're not doing any of that this week. It's straightforward. You know, cut to the chase, as I said in the email. Cut the shit and get straight to the point, and help you move forward as fast as possible so you can start getting clients, so you can start growing your business. So I'm not sure how long this episode will go for. It could be a very quick rant, or it could be a very long one. But I hope you bear with me. And again, have a pen and paper ready, because you're definitely going to want to write down some notes. So to kick it off, what I'll do is I'll let you know a little bit about my story about how I became a coach, and that will lead me into this first reason why you shouldn't become a coach. Back in 2011, I was very unhappy with my job, and I was working a 9 to 5. And there was one particular day where I was sitting at my desk, and very, very monotonous. And this one guy, we'll call him Morgo, he came storming down the hallway. And you yourself, if you worked in a 9 to 5, you may have that one colleague that's always in a shit mood. Well, this was Morgo, always in a shit mood. And this one morning at the beginning of 2011, he came storming down the hallway, and he thankfully went past my cubicle and he started going off at the team leader behind me. Now Morgo, if you can imagine, is about 6 foot tall, shaved head, really kind of leathery face, and really angry face. And he started going off at the team leader. And he started saying, F this, F that, I've told these people that I've told your team that they shouldn't be doing this and shouldn't be doing that. And, we'd always kind of laughed at Morgo going off at our team, at the other teams. But because I was getting over my job, and it was becoming very monotonous, working in this cubicle in a job that I never saw myself doing. I was a little bit scared, and it kind of triggered me to ask my colleague next to me, Jenny. I said, Morgo, I turned to Jenny and I said, why is, we always laugh about Morgo, but why is he always in such a shitty mood? And she said, he's just been putting up with the same shit day in and day out for the last 20 years. And that moment was kind of like a light bulb went off, and I saw myself as Morgo in 20 years' time doing this 9 to 5. And I didn't want to be there. I didn't want to turn into that type of person because I was already getting angry with myself. So anyway, that prompted me to search for a career that I wanted to do, and I loved music at the time, so I decided I'm going to move to London and follow my passion in music. So what I did, one of my friends convinced me to write a blog about that, quitting my job and moving to London. So after he asked me 10 times, and he actually convinced me to write a blog with him, but in the end he didn't even write a blog. But I'm glad I did, because I wrote the blog and I started getting really great feedback. It was about helping others follow their dream and what it is that they're passionate about. And that I really started feeling great about helping others, so I wanted to get some more of this good feeling. So I started doing some research around careers on how you help someone to become all it is that they can be, to follow what they really love to do, what they're passionate about, maybe a more passionate career or start a business, whatever it might be. And that, of course, led me to coaching and life coaching. And when I began coaching, I did my certification, and I was really excited to start helping people. And the great thing about being a coach is that we can help everyone. Essentially, we can help anyone and everyone. But this is also one of the things that really cripples the coaching industry and coaches in general, because we have this love for helping everyone, and that's why I love working with coaches, because they love changing lives and I love helping them to change lives. But they have trouble choosing the specific type of person that they want to help. So this is reason number one that you should not be a coach if you want to help everyone. If you want to help everyone, then you should not be a coach. You should throw in the towel right now and give up, because I'm telling you right now, number one, let's look at how absolutely insane that sounds. Number one, not everyone wants to be helped. It's just a fact. That is a fact that not everyone wants to be helped. So the fact that you're going out and trying to market to everyone, trying to change everyone's lives, it's not going to work. Okay, it's like let's say you're walking down the street and you're randomly going up to people on the street. You recently certified coach, you want to be able to change people's lives. And essentially that you could coach them to help them from where they are now to where they want to be. But it's like you're walking up to random people on the street without knowing anything about them and saying, I can solve your challenges. I can help you get from where you are to where you want to be. Of course, if you're going up to random people on the street, they're going to be going like, what the hell are you? Who the hell are you? Who the hell are you to tell me that you can change my problems, help me with my problems? And if you're going up to random people on the street not knowing anything about them, you're going to have to be quite general, right? So you're not going to be able to speak very specifically to their needs. So by going and trying to help everyone, you're really not being able to help anyone, because you're trying to speak to so many different people. Okay, that's why it's so important they tell you that you need to find a niche. And I know this holds a lot of coaches back because they're too afraid to pick a niche, to cut another group of people off that they could be helping. Well, that's too bad. I'm sorry. They want to choose, maybe have multiple niches. My advice to you is just to pick one niche. This is my constructive criticism. If you don't pick a niche, if you're still trying to market to everyone, then you will fail. I'm telling you right now, your business will not survive. You have to pick one niche, get very focused, get really, really good at serving that one niche. Let's say you want to work with 5 different niches and you have interest in all of them. Just pick one. Flip a coin or spin a bottle or do whatever you have to do to just pick one and then serve that client. Then you might find that you don't like working with that client. You might find that you really love it and then it fulfills you. Stick with that, get really great at that niche. Once you have felt like that you mastered that niche, then you can move on to another one. Okay? When you're first starting out, you've got too many things to focus on in business. Focus on that one niche. Focus on serving that one client. There are so many reasons why you want to focus on and focus down on one niche. Here's the first one. Focusing down on a niche enables you to know where to focus your marketing. You know, if you try and serve everyone, where are you going to go for your marketing? Where are you going to give your speeches? Where are you going to do your workshops? But what type of LinkedIn groups are you going to join? Is your audience going to, you know, what type of advertising are you going to use? Are you going to go with Facebook? Are you going to go with LinkedIn? Are you going to go with AdWords? Where's your market? Well, you don't know. They're everywhere. That's why you need to focus down. You're going to save money. You're going to save time. You're going to be able to serve your client much, much better. And what you will find is that when you niche down, you will start to attract other people outside that niche. You're not closing people off. It doesn't mean you have to, if they want to work with you, you say, no, sorry, I only work with this niche. When you're getting started in business, just focus on one niche. So instead of walking up to random people on the street and saying that you can help them, if you say you help women lawyers that have a family, women lawyers that they're mothers. So just by knowing that, you know that you're starting to get inside their head and know some of their challenges. So it's like if you walked into their office and you said to them, look, I've worked with lawyers like you just before. Like, I know that you work from 16 to 18 hours a day from like 6 or 7 in the morning till 10 o'clock at night. And I know as a mother that you don't want to be working with those hours. I know that you want to be out at home spending more time with your family and not only having a normal work week, but also having a weekend as well. So you can watch your kids grow up. Well, what I do is I help lawyers, women lawyers, to not only cut back their hours that they work, but still progress in their career and also have a family life as well. So you're speaking to the result. That's another quick tip that a lot of coaches don't do, is they don't speak to the exact result that they're helping with their target market. It's great that you help your target market. For example, a big one is clarity. You're helping them gain clarity, but what does that enable them to do? What's the result? People don't want to hire me, the business coach. They don't want to hire you as the coach. They want the result a coach provides. Speak to that result. If you're helping them get clarity, what is the result that clarity provides? That's just one more tip. Be very, very clear. This is another thing that coaches struggle with, is who it is that you help and how you help them. What's that result that you provide? Okay, but coming back to the niche. When you niche or niche, if you're watching this in the US, it enables you to focus your targeting, but more importantly, it enables you to get inside the mind of your ideal client and know their fears, their frustrations, and their desires. If you don't know those, if you don't know what motivates them, then you won't be able to motivate them to move forward with you. Niching down it just makes life so much easier for you. And especially if you're starting off in business, you want to make it as easy as you can for yourself. So please, 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 if you've got 5 niches that you want to work with, 5 different types of clients, just pick one and go with it. Just serve that client. If you don't like them, move on to the next niche. When you're starting, just choose one. A lot of these challenges and what we'll go through in this episode, probably could get a lot of flack from this, but I don't really care, because I'm saying what a lot of people maybe don't want to say, and that's fine with me. By the way, if you're not watching this show from EliteEntrepreneurshow.com, come over there to eliteentrepreneurshow.com and you can leave your comments down the bottom. If you're watching a recording of this, we put the recordings on our blog at Zag Coaching, so you can leave a comment there. Any of your aha moments or anything you disagree with, that's fine. I would love to hear your comments. But a lot of what I'm sharing with you today and what I believe is one of the things that hold coaches back in the industry is that, you know, they want to help people and they're told that they need to get certified, which is good. You should get certified. I'm not disagreeing with that. But there is a lack of education from these organizations that do the certification about what it takes to grow your business, about the type, for example, the money that you need to invest, about the fact that you need to not only know how to work in your business as a coach, but on your business. Growing your business is like an afterthought to a lot of these companies, and the coaching certification is the main is the main focus, and that, you know, as long as you get this certification, then you'll be successful. We'll look at the statistics. Life coaches, $25,000 or so is the average. 4% of coaches only earn over 6 figures. And that's what leads me to my next reason why you shouldn't be a coach. You're not in it for the money. Have you said that before? You're not in it for the money? I know that I did when I first began coaching. Because you're so excited to help people. It's so fulfilling. Like you found this career that you could just do, and you could do forever. And if no one paid you, then that's fine, because you just love helping people. And there's nothing wrong with that. But there's certainly something wrong with that if you want to be able to change lives. And this is what I had to get my head around. If I wanted to be able to help people and change their lives, to coach them, then I'd better be in it for the money. I'd better be in it for the money, because at the end of the day, I'm running a business. I'm not running a not-for-profit. I need to have money coming in to be able to change lives. I need to be able to support my lifestyle. I need to be able to pay my rent, pay my bills, to be able to eat food each week. And if I'm not in it for the money on some level, then I'm going to fail. And I'm going to fail as a coach. You are running a business. If you're running a not-for-profit, that's a completely different story. But I bet you that you're probably not. 99% of coaches watching this, you are not running a not-for-profit organization. You better be in it for the money. If you want to be able to change lives, it's not only about working in the business and becoming an amazing coach, which I already know that you are. You know, everyone, this is not arguing whether you're a great coach, whether you can ask great questions. That's not what this episode is about. This is about helping you build your business and change lives. So you better become very, very serious about running your business as a business, and not just working in the business, but also working on the business. So doing things like sales and marketing and accounting. And if you don't like to do that, then pay someone else to do it. But at the end of the day, working on your business literally contributes 100% of your success as a coach, because if you don't know how to work on your business, no one's going to know about you. If you don't work on your business, you're not going to be able to survive and support your own life, your family, paying your mortgage, your bills. And, you know, would it kill us as coaches to also have a life for ourselves? You know, we love to help people, but when do we get time for ourselves as well? So you have to factor that in as well, and that comes down to being very, very serious about what you're embarking on when you go to get certified as a coach. So be very, very careful with who you sign up with, and do your research and ask them what they think about what it takes to become a successful coach. And ask them, more importantly, and this is a part where might not be too open and honest with you. Ask them how many of their coaches have earned over 6 figures. Ask how many of their coaches are quote unquote successful and earned over maybe $50,000 a year. Do you want to earn $50,000 a year? Maybe you probably want to earn a little bit more than that to support your family. Maybe you've got kids that you want to go to college. Wouldn't it be nice to put some money away for them? So do your research is what I'm saying is, if you want to become a coach, that's great. But just know that becoming a coach is this part over here. Becoming a successful coach is this. And that's being able to work on a business. So are you ready? Are you ready to be serious about running a business? Are you ready to be serious about being in it for the money so you can survive, so you can change lives? If you're not, don't become a coach. It's that simple. Educate yourself around what it takes to become a successful coach. Seek out those coaches that are quote unquote successful and see what it is that they have done. I'll bet your ass that they got kick ass at sales and marketing. There are a ton of great coaches out there that are horrible at running a business, and therefore they can't change the lives and no one knows about them. On the same token, there's a ton of shit coaches out there, but they're really, really good at marketing and selling themselves, and therefore they can continue on their journey because they're great at running a business. So what I'm saying is, if you want to become a coach, or if you're in the early stages, take it very, very seriously that you are running a business, and seek out what it takes to become a very, very successful businessman or woman in today's marketplace. And that's what this show is all about, showing you what it takes to grow your coaching company in today's marketplace. And that's why I invite some of the top coaches and entrepreneurs from around the world to see what they're doing so you can learn from them. Oh, this is good. Okay, this leads me to number 3. And it comes back to being serious about running a business. And, you know, it's funny, I mentioned at the start of this, a lot of these that I suffered from, and what I'm sharing with you, it's coming from the heart because I've been where you are. I know what it's like to start off as a new coach. When you go out into the marketplace and you're only charging $60 or $70 an hour, just like I was, and you see these coaches that have been in it for a long time, and you think, wow, you know, I would love to be able to charge $300 an hour, $400 an hour, even $100 an hour. I was thinking that was I want to charge $100 an hour by like in 2 years. That would be where I'd love to be. So I know what it's like, wanting to charge that amount and wanting to charge what the experts are charging, but not confident enough to, and not knowing how to. But a lot of it, what I've learned over the past few years, a lot of it is just coming down to confidence. So number 3 is that you don't charge enough. This is a huge thing. Like what blew my mind was when I started learning from some of the top coaches is being able to charge what they charge. I'm telling you now, a lot of it is just because they've just gone and added an extra zero to what they were charging before. Now, I said, how did you go from $60 an hour to $600 an hour? And said, look, I just added a zero. And there was that higher perception of value. And there was a perception that I was an expert. Because when you think about it, you are an expert. You are the expert of your niche. This is why, again, it's so important to niche down and create a category within that niche. So we're going to differentiate you even more. This is where I am able to help my clients go from charging $60 an hour to selling $5,000, $10,000, $15,000 programs, even if they're only newly certified, because I understand this section that I'm about to tell you very, very well on how to differentiate yourself in the marketplace. When you create a niche and a category within that niche, when you are completely differentiated and you can help a client in a way that no one else can, then you are incomparable. When you are incomparable to anyone else on the marketplace, then you can charge whatever you want. Then all that comes down to is a confidence level on what you believe you're worth in your charging. So when I hear coaches going out and charging $60 or $70 an hour, what I'm hearing is that they don't value their expertise. And subconsciously, this is what your target market is thinking as well. If you come to them and you're trying to sell them a $60 or $70 program, $60 or $70 an hour, that perception of you is that you're a newbie. And the issue with charging, with really undervaluing your advice and what you can do for your client, because you are, if you're charging that amount, you will start to attract the people that want to nickel and dime you. The people that do not appreciate what you can do for them. Now, coaches, I know from working with them, and this might be you, you have a fear that if you charge too much, that you're not going to be able to serve the lower end market that might only be able to afford $50 an hour or $70 an hour. That is not a good way to run a business. That is a absolutely horrible business model. If that is your business model, to undervalue your services and your advice just so that you can serve people that can't afford your higher end coaching, then you should not be a coach. Give up now and throw the towel in. That is an absolutely horrible, that is a horrible business model. A better business model is charging what you're worth, attracting people that value who you are, that are going to put into action what you've gone through in your coaching sessions. I bet you ask any of the top coaches that sell high-end coaching programs, just like I do, they get their best results from their clients that invest the most amount of money. Why? Because they have more skin in the game, and it's that simple. It's accountability. If you're charging $30 an hour, there's that low accountability and they've got much less skin in the game. Am I telling you that you don't have to serve people that can't afford your services? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. But to have that type of business model is completely insane, and this is one of the things that holds coaches back. It's huge. What you do is you serve and charge people who can afford and value your advice of what you can do for them as a coach, whether you're newly certified, and I'll talk about that in a minute on how you position yourself as an expert even if you're newly certified. But what you do is you charge them and they invest in your services to get the results for your coaching, and then you serve these people that can't afford your services as pro bono clients. I'm not saying you don't have to, I'm not saying you don't have to serve them if you completely cut them out. Do what Tony Robbins does. He's a multi-millionaire. That's what he does. He charges people that can afford his coaching or going to his seminars, and then he gives back by serving those and coaching those that maybe can't afford his services for free. There's nothing wrong with charity, but there's something very wrong about basing your business model around charity. If you can't get over that, around charging people more than, at least, I'm very serious about this, if you're doing one-on-one coaching and you're doing 12-week programs, the minimum you should be charging, even if you're newly certified, is a $5,000 program. I'm very serious about that. One-on-one coaching for 5 weeks, $5,000 program. If you're not sure how to do that, I'd highly recommend that you go to my website. You'll see a short video on there that you can opt in for. I don't care if you opt in and watch it and unsubscribe. I'm here to help you. Watch that video and show you how to put together an offer that communicates your real value. The other way you want to communicate your value going into the marketplace, especially if you're newly certified and you want to be able to charge $5,000 services, is by communicating your story. A lot of coaches, when they go into the marketplace, they're telling their clients or their prospects that they're recently certified, and that kills their positioning. And in their mind, they've got that mindset that they're recently certified and therefore that they're a newbie and therefore they shouldn't be charging what they're worth. When in reality, you have got years and years of experience that you're not leveraging. If I'm me at 27 going out and selling $10,000 group coaching program, I wasn't doing that initially, but just by simply leveraging my story and telling my story, then you can do it at whatever age you are. whatever age you are. So last year I moved from Australia to London, and I moved over as a health and wellness coach because that's a lot of my experiences in health and wellness. And I was extremely unhappy when I got to London. I moved over there with no friends, no family, no networking to start my coaching business all on top of that. And I was great at health and wellness coaching, but I was unhappy with it. What I love to do, and I'd learned a ton about building a business. I love to help coaches like you build their business because I could see so many struggling. So I basically took the second leap and went from a health and wellness coach to a business coach. But when I had to do that, it was a big decision because I had to take down my website, I had to take down everything, all the programs I've been working on, all the health and wellness programs, my consumer awareness guide, all this. All I had was just a couple of key things, but I didn't have a website, didn't have a product, didn't have an email list, didn't even have a network again. I had to start all over again. All I had was me, and the main thing that I had was my story. And I went out and sold $10,000 business coaching programs. Do I have an MBA? No. But can I get results for my clients? Yes, I can, and that's the main thing. And this is how I went out by telling my story about knowing how to build a business with no friends, no family, and no network. So what's the story that relates to your target market? This is going to help you to be able to charge much, much more for what you're worth. It's your expert positioning story, as I tell my clients, and this is something that you must leverage. You have so many amazing gifts, so many amazing experiences that no other person on this planet has. Leverage that. Your target market needs to know that you have gone through the same types of challenges that they have gone through. This positions you as an expert. This helps them identify with you. This builds know, like, and trust when you use your story. If you're going out and charging $60 or $70 an hour, you're hugely undervaluing your advice. It is a terrible business model. And if you don't change this quickly, if you're not sure how to do that, go watch that video on my website, zagcoaching.com, or flick me an email. If you have any questions after this episode, I don't want to leave you hanging, just luke@zagcoaching.com. Luke, I'm charging $100 an hour. Luke, I'm only charging $200 an hour. I've been a coach for 2 or 3 years. I'll show you how to change that, and I've been doing this over the past week with a lot of coaches that are charging that amount in one session, going from charging $70 an hour to having a $5,000 program that they can position confidently and go out into the marketplace and sell. The other reason why you want to sell a high-end program is because simply by having a $5,000 or $10,000 program, regardless if you'd sell a $10,000 program or not, just having it there, what does that subconsciously tell your target market? If you have a program that big, it tells them that you are an expert. Subconsciously, whether you've sold it or not, here's my $10,000 program. We work one-on-one for the next 12 months. And working one-on-one for 12 months is a long time. That's 52 coaching sessions with you. And maybe they get access to other things like a VIP Facebook group, for example, or weekly or monthly content webinars. This is all about creating a value-based offer. But by simply having that offer there, it automatically positions you as an expert. Yeah. So please, if you have any questions around how you go about doing that, because you're hugely undervaluing your advice and what you do for your clients, even if you're just newly certified, if you're going out and selling anything less than $5,000 for a one-on-one 12-week program, I am really straightforward and honest with you on this, and this is about helping you change more lives and helping you create a better business model for yourself. So make sure you're differentiated and that no one can compare you. That's why it's important to niche, and then you can go out and start selling these high-end programs. Those two things are huge. Okay. Number 4. This one is huge. They're all huge. This is one that this is the one that I always got. I always got this one. Now, I mentioned at the start, only 4% of coaches make over 6 figures. I bet you, if you go to that top 4%, I bet you that each of those coaches, you ask them how it is that they got to where they are at the moment, I bet you they say that they learned from the best. I bet you they say that they had a mentor that they learned from that was successful and where they wanted to go. But also, I bet you that they invested in those types of mentors. So, number 4 is that if you don't have a coach yourself, and I don't mean doing reciprocal coaching. Now that's great if you're starting off and you want to learn how to ask better questions. I mean investing in a coach yourself. If you don't have a coach, or if you're not investing in some type of mentor, what type of message is that sending out into the universe? What does that say about you about yourself subconsciously? Is that you want people to invest in you and your coaching, but you don't want to invest in another coach because maybe you can't afford it. I'll tell you now, it's never about the money. It is never about the money. One of my mentors the other day, he said it perfectly. It's always, if someone doesn't invest in whatever it is that you're trying to sell, it's never about the money. It's all about they don't understand the value of what you are selling. Because if they did understand the value, then they would prioritize it. If it was about the money, it was never about the money because they've got a mortgage to pay. Well, that requires money. They've got bills and food to pay, or maybe they've got their big screen TV to pay off, and that's more of a priority than your coaching. So what they're really saying is these things are a priority, and that coaching is sitting somewhere down here. Paying off my big screen TV, that's more important to me than doing your coaching. Well, do they know that by moving forward with your coaching that you're going to be able to add an extra $10,000 or $20,000 to your income because they're going to be able to, maybe you're a health and wellness coach, they're going to be able to get promoted at work, maybe you're a business coach, and they're going to be able to get 10 flat screen TVs. Well, if they knew that, if you could speak to the result, then of course they're going to move forward, or suddenly your coaching goes up. It's never about the money. It's them not understanding the value of what your coaching provides. So again, getting very, very clear on how you help your clients and what is it that specific result that you provide that you know that they really, really want. This isn't about that. This is about you investing in a coach. What does it say if you're not investing in a coach and you want others to invest in a coach as well? This is huge. I don't know how else to drive this home. If you're not investing in a coach yourself, give up now. Give up now, throw in the towel, and don't become a coach, because you're literally saying that on one word you think coaching is valuable, and then on the other side you hold this contradictory belief that you don't think it's worth investing in. And this is what leads me straight into number 5. You want to go it alone. This is huge. You don't want to invest in a coach because you want to go it alone. Have you used that phrase before? Or if you want to go out and try things yourself around growing a business, you're going to do a little bit of research, maybe read some books, and you don't think that there's any value of getting a mentor, so you want to go it alone. And what this says to me, and what this subconsciously says to yourself, is that you do not value your time. There's nothing new under the sun. There is absolutely nothing new under the sun. All these mentors, me included, these experts in the marketplace, you could 100% learn what they're teaching you today. You could go out and learn what Brendon Burchard's teaching you. You could discover, right? You could discover out on your own what all these experts, including me right now, you could discover this, 5, 10, maybe 1 year down the track, 10 years down the track. You could find out all these strategies. You could find out how to persuade people in email. You could find out how to put a presentation together that sells. You could do all of that yourself. You could go it alone and do it yourself. But the point of investing in a coach, in a mentor, is to take what they've learned, what's taken them 10 years to learn, what's taken people like me literally In 2013, I invested $73,000 just in coaching for myself. I was very fortunate to have a great job that I worked my ass off in to earn that type of money. Then I put that back into myself and my company, and that's enabled me to work with some of the most amazing coaches in the world. So I'm very fortunate in that way. But investing in a coach, in a mentor, enables you to take what they've learned in, say, 10 years and apply it today, right now. So literally to cut 10 years off your life in growing a business, getting results that will take you 10 years and get them, say, within the next couple of weeks or the next couple of months or whatever it might be. So by not investing, by wanting to go it alone, it says to me that you do not value your time. You as the expert, as the busy CEO of your company, you are an incredibly busy person, and you need to communicate that into the marketplace. Another challenge that I see with coaches is that they'll be at a networking event and they'll say, I'd love to take you through a complimentary session, which is great. I wouldn't call it a complimentary session, by the way. I would have it something a little bit sexier than that, or a discovery session. That's a bit overused. But anyway, they're saying to these people, look, they say, when are you available? And the coach will say, I'm available anytime. Anytime's fine. That's not true. You're an incredibly busy person of your company. Say, no, I'll have to get back to you. Or, I've got a couple of minutes right now that I could work with you. But other than that, I'm booked for the next 3 weeks. You have to communicate that you are a very, very busy person. And you are. Your time is so valuable. As a coach, and we love personal development, but you know that you have a very finite amount of time on this earth. And by not investing in a coach to enable you to leverage that time, enable you to get results and cut down not only time, but get past these frustrations that you have with building a business and trying to get clients and putting together a great workshop that serves your clients even more, by not investing, it says that you do not value your time. That's what it says to me, and that's the type of coach that I don't want to work with. Obviously, if they don't see the value in coaching for me and helping them cut down that time and get the results, get a $5,000 client, get five $5,000 clients in the next 2 months, if they don't see that value, they want to go it alone, then that is someone that I do not want to work with. If they don't see the value of getting that cash flow into their company so they can serve more people, I don't want to work with that. And this is why, and this is a tip for you, this is why I have a very, very stringent and strict vetting process for my company. I don't work with any and all coaches. And this is what you need to do with your company. You need to have a strict vetting process. This comes back to getting specific about who it is that you serve, your ideal client. If I'm going to help coaches position themselves as an expert and sell $5,000 or $10,000 programs, then it goes without saying that that's the type of money that I'm going to charge. Doesn't that not make sense? Like, for me, if I give someone a $1 bill and they give me back $10, and I gave them $10 and they gave me $100, how much more money would I give that person? You give them as much money as you could, and that's what coaching is. It's an investment. That's why your clients invest in you. It's an investment. It's not a cost. That's why one of my vetting criteria is that you see coaching, you see business mentoring and consulting as an investment. I'm not looking for the people that want to invest $10,000 with me and make $10,000. I want the people with the mindset that aren't even thinking about that. That aren't even thinking about, what's Luke's guarantee. They're these types of people that want to earn much, much more. They don't have that type of mindset. They're thinking, if I invest with Luke and he can get me and help me create a $5,000 or $10,000 program, that is going to enable me to get returns, not just this year, but year after year after year, that are compounding. So they're not short-sighted, they are long-sighted, and that's what an investment is, and that's what you're asking of your clients. You're asking them to see coaching as an investment. And you also, when you invest, coming back to investing in your own coach, need to see it as an investment as well. So that's coming back to 4 as well, investing in a coach. But back to going it alone. Going it alone is a huge red flag for me. Huge, huge red flag. and it should be for you, for your clients as well. You know, you know that you can serve your clients, and you know, let's say that you were working with this woman, female solicitor, lawyer, and you know by getting results from your clients that she'll be able to cut her hours down, 5 to 10 hours a day. Not only will she be able to do that, she'll be able to get promoted faster and still have time with her family. You know those things, and you show that to her and you communicate that to her, and then she says, "Oh no, I think I'll want to I'll think about it, and I think I want to go it alone. I think I should be right to get through this." You'd be shaking your head, right? And that would be a huge red flag for you. And that's a huge red flag for me when someone says that they want to go it alone. It's not, they don't have that mindset. So that's number 5. Number 6 is that you don't like sales and marketing. This is a big one, and I wanted to make it its own category because it comes back to working on your business. You don't like selling. There's like this belief or fear that you have. If you don't like selling, then you seriously need to work with the coach on what that limiting belief is. And I know as a coach that you know all about limiting beliefs, why you feel that selling to someone, selling your services and making money and having that transaction of value, that's all money is. Someone saying, thank you for changing my lives. How can I show you how much I value what you've done for me? How can I show you? Well, in our society, we exchange our services for money. So if you don't like to say sales, don't say you sell people. Maybe you're helping them buy your services. Buying facilitation. There's a great book that I'm halfway through called Buying Facilitation by Sharon Drew Morgan. I don't get any affiliate commissions from this. But if you don't like the word sales and you want to educate people on how to buy, this is one of the things that I help my clients do, is I help them educate their target market on how to buy their services, not to sell, because I think selling has this negative connotation of like hard selling. And when you don't vet people, when you don't strictly vet people coming into your programs, then you will have to sell because you're trying to pitch your services to people that aren't in line with that. That's when you will have to start hard selling, and I completely agree with you. I don't want to do that. I don't want to sell my services to someone that doesn't want them, because in the end of the day, that they don't want them and they won't get the results that I want, that they want, and that I want, and therefore it's going to make, they're going to have a bad experience, and then it's going to make me look bad. And why would I want that? So coming back again to being very, very strict on who you vet into your program so you don't have to sell. It's another of my mentors says, that sales is less of a qualification process and more of a disqualification process. So you want to disqualify those that aren't ideal for your services. Completely disqualify. No, you want to find all the reasons that they're not ideal for your services. And that actually puts you in the power position, saying, sorry, you know what? I don't think that you're right for this type of coaching. How powerful is that? If you're in a one-on-one discovery session with someone and halfway, toward the end you say, look, you know what, based on our discussion, I just don't think that, what I have to offer is in line with you. How many times have you heard someone say that to you? Rare, right? Very rare. It puts you in the power position. So again, having that very strict vetting criteria. So therefore, you're only working with people that you know perfectly fit your services. So in the end, you're not selling. It's just like they align with your services. They want to move forward. They want to buy in. That's what comes with buying facilitation. So read that book. It's called Buying Facilitation. It's a great book. Okay, so marketing and sales. Obviously, coming back to what I was saying before, you're running a business. You are running a business. If you don't like to sell, if you don't like to market, give up now. This is the 6th reason why you should not become a coach. That top 4%, as I said, I bet you the one thing that they do very, very well is that they got kick ass at sales and marketing. If you don't like selling, if you don't like growing a business, don't become a coach, because you won't survive. You're running a business. please take this very, very seriously. People say that you have to fall in love with sales and marketing, and that can be a very hard thing to do. So I have another I don't like recommending books because coming back to, you want to go it alone, reading a book, watching YouTube videos. No one got successful from reading a book. All it does is slows you down, and in today's marketplace, it's not the big that eat the small, but the fast that eat the slow. And reading a book and watching YouTube videos just slows you down, and I really never recommend books. But I will recommend one, because it's if you're going to read one sales and marketing book this year, and I don't get any commissions off this, please let it be this one. It's called 80/20 Sales and Marketing by Perry Marshall. The great thing about this book is that it has a test that you can take, or an assessment. Well, I don't like to use the word test. It's 32 questions, they're multiple choice, and it's kind of like the DISC profile, if you know what a DISC profile is. It's like a personality test. But it's amazing because it's been configured to sales and marketing, and it tells you what your sales and marketing strengths are. It'll take you about 10 minutes to complete. I recommend this, and I will not work with any of my clients coming on. They sign up, they have to take this test. Because what this test does, it'll help you determine where your strengths are in sales and marketing. It'll give you your top 3 strengths, and when you know those top 3 strengths, your marketing DNA, as Perry calls it in the book, that is a cross-section of what you do better than 99% of people in the world. And when you know those 3 strengths in that cross-section, then you can go out into the marketplace and focus on that specific strategy, knowing that you can do that, whether it's writing, whether it's giving presentations, whether it's speaking on webinars, where it's just putting together content and being very creative. But when you know your strengths, then you can, these 3 specific strengths, and also your weaknesses is very important to know, to stay away from those, because we just want to get really great at our strengths. Not only are you going to get much better results from that, but you're also going to fall in love with sales and marketing, because you're going to be better than anyone else at these top 3 things. You are going to kick ass, because that's what it takes to grow your business and be able to change lives. And this is what this whole episode is about. This is what I'm sharing with you. It's coming from the heart, and I believe it 100%. And it might come across as a little bit condescending, but I'm doing it from a place where I've been in this position, and what I'm sharing with you is have been through the same challenges that I'm the exact same challenges. And until I made this shift, that I realized, holy shit, this is what was holding me back from getting clients. This is what was holding me back from being able to change lives, what I love to do. This is what was holding me back to help people just like you grow their business to change even more lives. That's what I love to do. And as much as I'm speaking this to you, I'm speaking this to myself and reminding myself as well to stay in line with what I'm sharing with you in today's episode. Okay, so you must fall in love with sales and marketing. You must value your own expertise and charge more. So 80/20 Sales and Marketing by Perry Marshall. Number 7. And I've left one of the biggest to last. This one is, I said they're all huge, but this one is massive. And this one was huge for me because coming back to that DISC profile, the first time I've only done it once, you only never need to do it once, but if you haven't never done the DISC profile as well, I recommend that. It'll tell you, it's like someone has studied you for your whole life. It will blow your mind. But what the DISC profile told me about me was that I was a perfectionist profile. And when I first started coaching, I just wanted to consume content. I just wanted to read. I wanted to watch YouTube videos. I wanted I thought that learning one more, just needing that one more strategy, then one more piece of content, that's all I needed to become successful. But then it led on to the next addiction. Are you in this place where you're reading book after book after book? I was reading, I don't know, in 2012, I think I bought 100 and something books. And half of them I didn't read. I just was addicted to buying books thinking, I need this bit of content. I need to sign up. Email lists are huge. I need to sign up to this email list. And And if this is you, you've got over 100 emails coming into your inbox from all these different experts, please unsubscribe from all of them. If the only thing you get out of this episode is just unsubscribing from my email list, if you're on it, just to help you focus and put action, go out into the marketplace and make shit happen, then unsubscribe from my email list. Because this one, number 7, needing to have everything perfect, needing to be perfect. This is the number one thing, this is huge, holding coaches back from becoming successful. Thinking that they need to have their coaching program all perfect and ready to go. Having like all of their content, like a 12-month coaching program, perfect and ready to go before they sell it. And this is what happens. They go out into the marketplace and they find no one wants their coaching program. No one wants it. This is what the experts do. They put together an agreement, an offer, outlining what the deliverables are. So for example, a weekly coaching call, maybe a VIP Facebook group access, maybe a monthly webinar with content, maybe newsletter, private newsletter access, whatever it might be. They sell the program and then they deliver that content week by week. They just make sure that they're a week ahead or 2 weeks ahead of the people that have invested. Is this unethical? No. Unethical is selling a program on and not delivering on what you say that you're going to deliver on. Unethical is selling a program with the intention of not delivering on what you've agreed to deliver. They get what is in the coaching program. You do not have to have everything ready to go. Maybe you might want an outline of what you think you're going to deliver, but you don't have to have everything ready to go. Sell the concept first. Write that down. Sell the concept first. Sell my agreement first. Make sure that that's what my target market wants, and then build it out as you go. And then over the next 12 months, well, you have a 12-month coaching program there that in 12 months you'll be able to sell as a product. That's another thing that holding coaches back. I think they need to have this perfect funnel. I want to show you here. This is one of the things that make my company different. So you might notice this is a business funnel. So this is a typical business funnel, and you've got maybe a, oh, horrible, I've got doctor's handwriting, sorry. So that's a business funnel just there, a really fat one. So you've got $7 at the top, which then you come down to a $97 product, then you come down to a $700 program, then you come down and down and down. This is what holds coaches back, because they think they need to have the product. They think they need to have the next $97 thing. They think they need to have the next $700 thing, and it slows you down. And remember what I said, it's not the big that eat the small, but the fast that eat the slow, and you might want to write that down as well. What you need to know how to do, especially if you're building out a new business, is how to get cash flow into your company as soon as possible, as quickly as possible. So one of the big things that makes my company different is showing you how to position is flipping the business funnel and showing you how to position a $5,000, $10,000 or $15,000 program. Yes, even if you're only newly certified. Yes, even if you don't have a book, a product, a website. Why? Because that's what I did when I went to London, when I had to scrap everything, as I said. I had to pull down everything, and I was still able to go out and do that. I had a couple of key things that I used to help build know, like, and trust, but none of them is what the experts were doing, and all of them took less than a week to put together. Okay, so imagine yourself, picture yourself going out next week and getting that cash flow that you need to grow your business and help change more people's lives. Picture yourself going out next week and selling a $5,000 coaching program. How would that change your life? Would that ease a lot of the frustration? Or picture yourself going out and working with a long-term client, like a 12-month client. You know, we as coaches, a lot of what I see is that coaches have like a 6-week program or an 8-week program. There's so much instability there and uncertainty. You feel like you have to be always constantly searching for new clients. What I do is I'll show you how to put together a long 12-month program for any type of client So you have that stable income for a 12-month period, so you can relax and enjoy your coaching and not feel like you have to be constantly selling and marketing and getting new clients after 8 weeks. That's 2 months is not a long time at all. So if you don't know how to flip your business funnel, come see me, luke@zagcoaching.com. Email me. That's my email, luke@zagcoaching.com. That's one of the things that make me and my company different. So coming back to number 7, feeling like you have to have everything perfect, feeling like that you need a book before you can sell a high-end program, feeling like that you need to have even a website. But the main thing is that perfectionist profile that is holding you back. You'll notice that the top people in the industry, that top 4%, I bet you they just put things out into the marketplace and, of course, doing research on their target market, but that are not worried about small spelling mistakes. They're not worried about, I would really like this part, but that's going to take an extra 6 months. If I get this out now, I'll still be able to get great results, so I'll do that, and then I'll worry about that in the 6 months. As opposed to, look, I really want that part, and you know what? I'll wait until we launch that program. I'll wait another 12 months. Until then, I'll charge $70 an hour. In the meantime, you've got your bills piling up. You've got your kids' school fees coming in. You've got, all of your other payments, car repayments. You want to go on a holiday, and it just piles more and more stress onto you. So this is, and I left this one to last because it's so huge. Needing everything to be perfect. If you can't get over this perfectionism, if you don't want to invest in a coach to help you overcome this, if it's a really serious issue, then please don't become a coach. Because ultimately you will fail and it will hold you back. It will hold you back from helping people. And isn't that what it's all about? So today's episode, as I mentioned, was from the heart, and we've hit perfectly on an hour, and I didn't plan that. It was just an hour-long rant, and I won't go over what we've gone over here on the different points on each one of those 7 reasons, because I want you to go over and write down your aha moments from this episode. I want you to review this, and I want you to notice. Did you notice how I mentioned that none of these is having a new tactic or a new marketing strategy? Not like you don't know that you should be a speaker. Don't you know that you should be giving webinars? All of these reasons, you'll notice they're all around mindset and beliefs. All of them. And you know as a coach that this mindset and these beliefs are the things that hold us back. And I'm not saying that I don't have things that hold me back and that I don't have beliefs that hold me back. I certainly do. Certainly do. But I want you to notice that these are not things that that I mentioned on an episode a couple of weeks ago. 90% of your results are going to come from your mindset and your beliefs and the stories that you tell yourself. And that's what all of these 7 reasons are. You'll notice that it's all around mindset and beliefs. So go over this episode. Review what you have learnt here, because this is one of the biggest discoveries that I learned, and as I said, I've been in this position, and that's why I know what I know, and what I'm sharing with you in today's episode, because I've been through all of this. So I share it out of a place of not being condescending and shouldn't you know this and shouldn't you do that. I'm sharing it from a place where I've been there, and I hope that you can see that. But I also want it to be very straightforward and cut to the chase and tell it like it is, because there are a lot of people that are afraid to tell it like it is in today's marketplace because they're afraid that they're going to lose clients or they're going to turn people off. But what I have told you in today's episode has needed to be said, and needed to be said in the way that I've said it, with emotion and with passion, because I believe it 100%. So please, I really hope that you do go over this episode and review what I have gone over, because it will completely accelerate your growth as a business coach and what you have and your ability to be able to change more lives. And that's what this show is about. And that's why I am doing this episode. This show is about changing more lives first and foremost. And to be able to change more lives, you need to be able to treat your business as a business. Okay, you're not a not-for-profit. So again, review the episode. It's been a pleasure bringing this to you. It's been something that I've been wanting to deliver for a long, long time. So next week, back to normal, interviewing another a top expert from Australia, actually. So I'm hugely looking forward to bringing him in. And he runs one of the top life coaching organizations in Australia. So you're not going to want to miss that one. This is Luke Charlton, the CEO of Zag Coaching and host of the Elite Entrepreneur Show. And I look forward to bringing you another episode next week. Cheers.